Hey everybody, welcome back to Never Lose Your Nerd. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Diana.
Today we're going to do a Game of Thrones update video. There was some news that came out this week that they actually canceled one prequel show and they actually greenlighted another one. They're going to be doing the Targaryen prequel instead of the Long Night.
Which is
Uh,
confusing.
is it? What did you think of when you heard the news?
Well, I was expecting more of the long night since that's where it ended. But I guess now they're going back, like before, with the Mother of Dragons,
Ye-
before everything else, before Daenerys became Daenerys, so even before.
Yeah, this is going to be 300 years before the events of the actual Game of Thrones show, which the Long Night series was actually going to be like thousands of
After,
years before.
yeah,
So, yeah, I'm not exact. There's no definitive information why they made the change or why they're doing this show instead, but I heard that they had actually shot the pilot for the Long Night, but I guess it didn't get the greatest reviews, and there was all kinds of things behind the scenes, directorial wise, story wise, and stuff like that.
well, I guess they need to sit down and get together, and so they can make kind of like come together and try to make the show, and especially because the last season, it wasn't that great.
No.
So I mean, I think they have a lot of pressure on over their shoulders, kind of like because there's a lot of fans. They were disappointed. I mean, I'm pretty sure they heard all the bad, the bad reviews they had from the Game of Thrones. A lot of people didn't like it. I mean,
Yeah.
me personally, me didn't like much of. I was expecting more, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that last season definitely was disappointing the way everything ended. Such a strong build up throughout the whole series, and then just for it to end, for me personally, disappointed me. Just like it's kind of compared to Star Wars, The Last Jedi was not that good, so that's why
I mean,
they're trying to make Episode 9 stronger. That's why they brought back J.J. Abrams. But I guess, yeah, Game of Thrones, they're trying to make sure they have the right show so they keep up the momentum.
yeah, I mean, and a lot of fans. I mean, what happened in the last season? I mean, I think everybody could see that was gonna ended up happening, but at the same time, we wanted it something more, um, like more surprising. Because I think I was expecting that Daenerys was gonna die
Hmm.
for the last episode. I don't know about you, and I was expecting that. I was expecting more that they both were gonna stay together, not Daenerys die or someone else kill her. I didn't. I don't know. It was just so confusing.
Yeah, I honestly was thinking Daenerys was gonna like die in childbirth.
Yeah.
Her and John were gonna have a kid, and then she was gonna die in childbirth, and then I thought John was gonna live and be the king, which everybody mainly thought. The way his story ended was very disappointing. Cersei basically just staring through a window in the tower the whole season,
And
and
then the whole castle collapsed on top of her and Jamie. And another thing is disappointing, that Jamie left the tall girl,
Brienne.
Brienne, just to run. But I mean, they had like a twin situation right there. Yeah.
Twincest. I've heard it called
That
as
they
twincest.
can they can, stop stop from being, you know, together. Anyways, that's not we're going I'm going towards something else.
Yeah.
But um yeah, I just didn't. I was expecting more of the season. I mean, and Jon Snow didn't do squat in the whole, literally almost in the whole season.
Yeah, and it was pretty disappointing that they actually never used his real name. Nobody ever actually called him Aegon. Like it was never that big build up to when we found out he was actually a Targaryen, part Targaryen, and they basically did nothing with that information. It was never used. So it was just a big surprise how we found it out, and then like I said, nobody even I mean, a couple people knew, but it was never used for his benefit.
No, I mean because they were scared that Daenerys was gonna kill him.
Yeah, which she was actually down with it because the Targaryens were known for, you know, brother and sister getting together and
Yeah,
stuff
and
like that. So
that was his sexy aunt. So
yeah, it was like I said, she was actually down with it. He really wasn't, but like I said, we're kind of getting off topic a little bit, but
well, because she was raised like that, and he wasn't raised like that. He was raised in the north, so they're different. Their beliefs are different. He was raised by his uncle, which he has different beliefs.
yeah, because Daenerys grew up believing she was gonna marry her brother, so she kind of already had that mindset that she was cool with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, the new show is going to be called House of the Dragon. It's going to be based on the Targaryen, like I said, 300 years before the actual show, and it's going to show how they came from old Valyria. I think that's exactly where they were. There was a doom of Valyria that happened. It was I think it was supposedly like earthquakes and stuff that destroyed their land and stuff, and so they looked west and they saw a bunch of cities and stuff, and they said we have dragons, nobody else does. So I think it was Aegon that decided to go conquer the Seven Kingdoms.
I haven't heard anything about it, but
Yeah, like I said, I've done a little bit of research on it, but yeah, it's actually based on the book by George R. R. Martin, Fire and Blood. Like I said, which is basically a whole history of the Targaryen family and stuff like that. And Aegon, like I said, I think it was Aegon who actually had Balerion the Black Dread, who was supposedly the biggest and meanest of all the dragons, even more than Drogon. So that'd be pretty cool to see more dragons and even bigger and badder dragon than Drogon was.
yeah, badass dragon.
Yeah, because Drogon was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Are you looking forward to seeing more dragons?
Yeah, I really like dragons.
Oh yeah, dragons are awesome. I wish I could have a dragon like Tyrion. I always wanted one of you. But yes, another thing that was disappointing about the other show is Naomi Watts was cast in The Long Night, and she's a pretty big actress. And like I said, they had already filmed the pilot and stuff, and had to let everybody know that they weren't going to do it. So I'm sure she was disappointed they weren't going to be going on with that show. Like I said, they already had a cast built up and everything. They were already filming and had a cast, and it's just crazy.
But I mean, it doesn't mean that everything went to pumpkin.
What does that mean?
Anyways, not everything went to that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they can, they probably just put it on pause for right now until everybody can just become and agree with everything they're trying to do. Because I mean, everybody has ideas. I'm pretty sure all the directors has their own ideas, and one wants to probably do, and they just needed like kind of like work it out, and try to work everybody's idea into one.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's it. I hope maybe they could do this series in the future because, like I said, I was looking forward to it, seeing more with the White Walkers and the Night King, kind of seeing exactly where he came from. That was always a big mystery, and another disappointment with the final season is how come they never really showed anything about the Night King? They never showed his origin, who he actually was. And the White Walkers, they severely underutilized the White Walkers, I think, especially in that final battle. Like, they never even fought. And the Night King just went out so easily, never fought Jon Snow. It was disappointing.
No, but they did said where we're coming from. They just never said who he was.
Yeah, I wanted to know who he was. Was he a Northerner? Was he a Stark? Because in the books, supposedly the Night King is a Stark. So...
yeah, they never said anything. They actually did said, I don't remember what season or episode, where the girl, when Bran was in the little cave or whatever, is when the little children of the forest or whatever they call it.
Children of the Forest?
Yeah. She was like giving him, a little bit of history of how the White Walkers became, because the children of the forest transform him into that so he will protect the forest for them. But then they went south, and then they start becoming bad
Yeah.
and start taking people, like killing people and building an army. But the thing, they never said why.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. That's why I was so interested in this series is I wanted to see we kind of knew why. Like I said, they were trying to fight the first men because they were taking over their land, burning their trees. I wanted to see, like I said, and another thing we never saw explained is whenever we saw the first baby of Craster turned by the Night King, where they came from. I wanted to see where they came from. I think it's called the Land of Always Winter, where they actually have like a civilization supposedly. Like
The White Walkers?
I would have liked to seen like their home. Like, did they all the little babies? Like, how long did it take them to grow up? Because supposedly there was 100 White Walkers. We never saw all of them, but I don't know. There was just so much more I wanted to see, so much more I wanted to have explained, and I thought that show would have done it. I just thought that would have been pretty interesting.
I just don't think they have thought about everything through, and they just start like making that stuff. The directors and the writers, and then they're probably ended up with no ideas anymore with anything, with any scriptures, and they were like, oh shoot, this is not gonna come out right, just as the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like I said, I guess I'll trust that it wasn't exactly what they wanted and they didn't think it was going to be good, but I hope maybe in the future they can come back to it and hopefully do it. Like I said, I am very interested still in the White Walkers and seeing the Starks again and seeing their whole history and stuff like that. Be pretty interesting, I think. I actually like them more than I like the Targaryens, so I don't know.
The Starks.
Like I said, more dragons isn't bad though. Definitely would like to see more dragons.
They probably have more scripts from the dragons than the Starks.
Yeah, like I said, at least in this show, they're gonna have George. This is based on George's book Fire and Blood, so I think they're gonna have more source material, and I think he is gonna help in kind of writing and not directing, but kind of helping with the direction of the show. So, more or less with the White Walkers, they don't have as much information. They will with the Targaryens, so that will probably help them make a better show.
Yeah.
And Miguel Sapochnik he'll be actually directing the pilot episode and doing episodes. He's actually the one that did most of the big battles. Battle of the Bastards, he did Hard Home. I think
the Red Wedding?
I don't know about the Red Wedding, but mainly, most of all, Battle of Blackwater, he mainly did all the big battle scenes in Game of Thrones. So he actually did a great job. The Long Night, he did. So we'll see how that goes with him getting more power and directing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all we have for now. If anything else comes out, I'll make another video. Do you have any more thoughts or anything about new Game of Thrones show?
No. I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm patiently for them to maybe start and come out with a trailer or something for me to read.
Yeah, it might be a while. They have greenlit for them to go ahead and start filming, and I've already done it for them to do 10 episodes. So not sure. I don't even think they put a cast together or anything. So they better get on it quick so they can start filming in the next year or two. So I mean, it could be a couple years before it even comes out. So
yeah, I mean, they can always say something like that and then ended up canceling just like the other one.
Yeah, I mean, the next one we could have the Robert Baratheon prequel. I don't know. So, I don't know. We'll see. If you would like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.